What's up, guys? Charlie here with Pryor Media, and I am just like super excited. X 4.0 has finally been released, and I'm making this video. This is probably going to be a very unorganized video. I'm making this video about 5 minutes after it's been released. Like, I just got the email and I went, oh, yep, gonna do that right now. So it probably won't be my most organized video, but I'm gonna try to keep it short because of that. So let's take a look at some of the differences we have in X version 4.0. Now, if you're not familiar with X, either you're not using it, or you're using a different theme or whatever. If you're using a different theme and you've never seen X before, maybe this will be cool to look at. But if you have no interest in X, then you probably should just click away because it's going to be full of stuff you're not interested in. Cool. Okay, so this version includes something called Cornerstone. And Cornerstone replaces entirely the X Shortcodes plugin, as well as kind of replaces Visual Composer. And for those of you who are like, oh, I just learned how to make Visual Composer. Why are they throwing a new tool at me? Well, that's what happens when you move to the future, guys. You got to get away with the old and come in with the new. And in this case, we're going to slowly fade out the old instead of just dumping it entirely. So if we take a look at the changelog for, you can take a look at the changelog yourself. It's pretty easy, theme.co/changelog. Mind-boggling release date. I thought this was mind-boggling, not mind-bottling. Maybe this is how they say it in Australia land, maybe? I don't know. The Aussies say it differently than me. So what is new? Well, new version of all these plugins, cool. Visual Composer has been updated as well. However, as you'll find out very soon, it's not actually included in the download for the theme. So even though they're like providing updates and support for it, they're not packaging the theme with the plugin anymore. At least it doesn't look like they are. I don't know. Let's see. We'll see later. Yeah, we've got some changes that 20% reduction in the style sheet size because of some cool font awesome tricks and whatever. But really, the primary big difference with this version of the theme is Cornerstone. They say it's the answer to all your hopes and dreams. I'm really hoping they're right, but we will see. So how is it done? How does it work? What's different? Well, like I said, X Shortcodes was thrown a lavish party. It was given a beautiful gold Rolex, and it was never heard from again. It's gone, and you'll never see it again. Visual Composer, over the next 6 months, they're going to provide you with updates. They're going to provide you with, bug fixes and all that stuff, but they're not going to be really building in any more new functionality. So Visual Composer is, as it is right now, aside from bug fixes, it's dead in the water. It's going to sit right there, and that's what you got now is what you got. Over the next 6 months, they're going to be continuing support for it, but after 6 months, they're not even going to support you anymore for it. They'll try and help you, but that's not part of their plugin. It's not part of their theme anymore, so they won't do it. Instead, we have Cornerstone. So let's take a look at that. So I have a brand new version, or a brand new installation of WordPress installed, and I'm just going to take a look real quick at my extension screen. You'll notice that. So you'll notice here on the screen, normally there is like this big thing that says install Cornerstone. I've already done that, so it's kind of gone. But you'll notice that as I scroll down with the list of extensions, there is no Visual Composer. You still have Slider Revolution, and you can still install Slider Revolution without validating your purchase because it's a core plugin with the theme, but all these other extensions you still need to validate for, and Visual Composer is not here. I don't know if that's by design or if it was a mistake. I don't know. This is version 4.0.0, so there you go. All right. So let's take a look. What is this Cornerstone stuff, right? It's their new visual page builder. It's their front-end page builder. Let's take a look. We'll go to Add New. And again, I have barely seen this. I've seen it more than you have, yes, but I've barely seen this. So I'm going to like stumble through and I won't know anything. More videos to come in the future for sure. If you haven't been following my channel yet for this and you want to learn more about how to work with Cornerstone and the new advances of X, you really should be following now. You really should be subscribing because there's going to be a lot more content for you. So that's just the way it is. For now, though, let's just take a look at a brief overview. I'm going to click this tab over here, and it says Cornerstone. When I do that, I get to click this button that says Edit with Cornerstone. Now, the reason why this isn't a one-click process is because, I believe this is because, Cornerstone, much like Visual Composer, will inject shortcodes into this visual interface. So it's basically, it's going to build shortcodes for you to assemble your content in here. And that's how it works. That's how a good visual page builder should work. Muffin builder. I'm pointing at you, Muffin. Anyway, so this Cornerstone tool, when I click here, it's going to take me out of this editing interface that I'm used to and throw me to the front end. And you see it's pretty quick. So this is how my page looks so far. Doesn't look like much, but it looks like more than I had when I was back there. Let's see if we can fix this up a little bit. In the previous version of builders, if you want to call it that, we actually had this option to do different page templates. We still have that option here. It's just not located where you're used to it being. So over here on the left, very similar to the way the customizer is, we see what we're editing, and then we see the effects of that editing over here. So there is no like over the display editing. It's not like a bunch of buttons all over the place. It's kind of like a clean cut and dry thing. I do wish that this editing interface was wider, especially on my wider screen display. I feel like there's a lot of space missing here. I feel like I want to resize this, but I can't. Maybe ThemeCo can do that. I don't know. We'll see. But there's 4 tabs at the top. We have layout, elements, inspector, and settings. And settings is where we're going to determine our page template. So I'm going to go to WordPress settings here, and we see right down here, page template, default. You're familiar with this. If you have been using X for a while, you're familiar with blank container header footer, blank no container header footer, all these different templates. I'm going to select blank no container header footer. When I do this, it will be like, hey, you've updated a WordPress setting. Please save your page to apply the changes. Okay, I got to save before I can see these changes. So how do I save? Like, where is the save button, right? Well, I guarantee this is going to change. Like, I don't know about 4.0.1, but it's going to change because this it's probably the worst thing I've seen so far, and I haven't been using it for very long, but probably the worst thing I've seen so far is where the save button is. It's all the way down at the bottom, all the way over to the right. It's right here, and it's faded before you click it. I want like a big save button here. I want to know that when I click a button, it is saved. Now, when you save it, it does let you know quite obviously that it's been saved because it gives you this big old yippee. Well, at least it does normally. Now, not when I do this. It does it when I do the content. You'll see it in a second. But anyway, that's how you change. That's how you save. It's this tiny little button. I'm assuming that's going to change though. Also, right next to the save button, there's a button that kind of looks like a mobile phone. And if you click that, you get the option to see what your page looks like at different screen resolutions. So for this one, I see 1200 and up. That's like, I mean, this is a 4K monitor, so it's really wide. But if I wanted to see what it looks like on like a standard MacBook, I could do that. Boom, there's what it looks like. So this is like the maximum width of the screen, if you will. The monitor, not the actual content itself, but the monitor would only be this resolution. So this is what they would see. This is an iPad laid horizontally, or I guess oriented horizontally. And then we have an iPad vertically, and then we have an iPhone. Or I guess if you want to go it, you could say this is an Android phone, and then this is a Galaxy Tab, and this is a Galaxy Tab turned on its side, and this is your wonderful Asus computer. I don't know. Anyway, so let's take a look at editing with the pages, right? Because that's kind of what we want to do. Well, we have layout and we have elements. So much similar to the way we had in Visual Composer where we had rows and columns and all these things, we kind of have the same thing with layout. But we also have, it's called sections now. So the sections, you add a section. I can add another section if I want. I can move the sections, all right? And I edit these sections by putting in different rows. So this section is kind of separated from this section, and it's got 2 rows of content here. And maybe this row has, say, 3 columns. Oh, that's the wrong row. Well, I can change it really quickly. Boom, done. 3 columns in this one. Awesome. Let's say I want one more below that, and this one will have 2 columns for some reason. I don't know. So that's like the structure of my page. So I'm already able to visually see the structure of my page. I got 1, 3, 2, and then there's another one down here in a whole new section. Now, think of sections. I try my best when I'm trying to use a page builder. I'm trying not to compare it to other ones directly, but I'm going to say that sections are very similar to how you do rows, but they're not. But they are, but they're not. But sections are where you can apply a certain background image. So we would normally go to, excuse me, I've been talking all day. We would normally go to like row settings and then put a background image in. Now we're going to put it in here. All right, so the first thing, background type, we're going to go image. And I'm just going to apply background image. Let's say like that one. Cool. Done. Instantly there. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and save the changes with this really obnoxiously small save button. Woohoo! Saved. That's how it lets me know that it's been saved. Okay, so to add parallax, it's pretty simple. It's this little parallax button. Boom, done. Now we got parallax. That was pretty easy. We got margin and padding controls. You may remember the difference between margin and padding, but if you don't, margin, let's look at it this way. You have a muffin on a plate, and then you have another muffin on another plate. So you've got two plates with each of them having one muffin in the middle of the plate, right? This is my metaphor for margin and padding. Padding is the space between the muffin and the plate that it's on. So to increase the padding would be to make the plate larger. And margin is the space between the plates. So you increase the margin, you'd be moving the plates further away from each other. That's sort of my analogy. So that's how they're different, margin and padding. Okay, so if I adjusted the padding here, I'd be making this background image bigger. And if I adjusted the margin, I'd be moving the background image further away from the top. So like top margin, I'll make it like 50 pixels, and you can see it's separated itself. It's moving the plates further away, all right? Okay, there you go. That's a little tidbit there. So let's add some stuff, right? Let's add, oops, don't want to do that. Okay, so background type is image, good. Let's add some stuff. So I can add some stuff by clicking on one of these little column areas. And then it says, I have column settings, so I can do individual, padding and stuff for columns. That's fine. I can enable a fade effect on this area as well if I want. Pretty easy. And I get to choose the fade direction, which is very, very intuitive. I like that. But if I want to add elements to this, I need to go to the elements section. So let's do that. Click elements. It's right here. This purple. There we have the elements. Now these are in alphabetical order. I have a love-hate relationship with alphabetical order, mostly because it almost always ends up being the things I use least often being at the top. And that's almost always the way it is. And like accordions, alert boxes, author boxes, block grids, block quotes. Aside from button, the top 6, I don't even, like top 5 on this grid here, I don't even hardly ever use them. So that's kind of, I want a little customization with how I move these things around, because I want the things I use most often at the very top. Likewise, and going along with that theme, the thing I use the most often, text, is the very last thing. See, kind of need that. There's also this new tool here I see that says text type. I'm going to want to investigate that, but I'm not going to do it for this video because that's just going to make the things way too long. So let's go ahead and go to text. And I'm just going to type in text, hello world. Everyone loves hello world, right? Text looks a little boring right now. It's kind of it's way up there, it's small. So let's go ahead and change that. We're going to make it centered, text align. So we're going to make it centered. And then I'm just going to highlight the text. I need to go to Visual Builder. And again, this goes along with my wishes here of making this area wider, because this is so small. I want a bigger area. If I have a wider display, a wide screen, I want to be able to control it in a wide screen space. I liked that about Visual Composer. At least I had the whole canvas to work with, right? All right, I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to go just heading 1. There it is. Cool. Now there's a big padding above this. So I could apply a class to this, and I wish there was a way to apply a class to just this element, but I don't see it. Darn it. Well, I can do it in the text editor, sure, but I wish there was a way to do that here too. Actually, I could probably use a custom headline. Let's delete this. Yes, I am, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and add instead a custom headline. So that is here. All right, custom headline is there. Good. Click it. And I'm going to change it to hello world. And we've got, okay, heading level H2 looks like H3. Pretty cool. I'm going to make it H1. I'm going to make it look like H1. And we're going to center it. And where is the place to put my CSS? How do I add a CSS class to this? See, you missed it. I gotta have my CSS controls, guys. It was so easy to just write MTN right in the custom headline. And now I can't. How do I do that? I don't know. I have no idea how that's done because it's not here. So the only way to do it, I guess, would be to do it in HTML. Ugh, really? Do I have to do that? Yeah, and when I do it, it moves it away from the, yeah, fix that, guys, fix it. Because I want to be able to do CSS right there on this element. There's just no way. I want to be able to do that. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so let's keep going. Let's add an image to this one over here. And we're gonna do an image. Let's do this column here. Oh, I gotta go elements, right? Okay, elements. So I click this, I go to elements, and I wanna do an image here. Let's drag this in. Okay. Now, one thing I wish would happen, again, this is 4.0.0, so they're gonna be doing a lot of changes. One thing I wish would happen is when I drag an element in, I want the editor for that element to immediately open over here. I don't wanna have to click it. And I'm so used to, I mean, that's, again, I'm comparing it to Visual Composer, but that was a really good thing with Visual Composer. You add something and you immediately get to edit it. It's perfect. I loved it. But I had to click it and I had to, you know, I had to actually manually go and edit it. So that should probably be changed too if I can. The source of the image, I'm just going to use, I don't know, this one. It's fine. Okay, so I got my image here. That's cool. And let's go ahead and duplicate that. We'll use the duplicate button. And we're gonna drag it over here, drag it over here. Okay, not bad. That's a pretty good experience, I suppose. Let's take a look at something else we can do. How about pricing tables? Yeah, let's put some pricing tables in this. So we're gonna change this column to be, oh, no, wait, how do I change this? How do I make this be one column? Layout section 2, no, not that. Go back section 1 and then row 2, no, it's row 3. Yeah, okay. That step is too long. There should be a shortcut for that, guys. I'm just saying. I think there should be. Okay, so we've got this, and we've got elements, right? Again, I want to add an element to this, and I want to do pricing tables. Let's take a look at that. Add a pricing table here. Okay, good. Well, this is nice. There's a pricing table kind of inputted for me, and I get to, all right, see, I like that. Something there already that is at least showing me visually what it's like. I wish that was there for the images and for the text and all that stuff too. That would have been great. Okay, so basic, I can visually see it. Basic is standard and pro is right here. I can see that. I'll click basic. And no, it's built with shortcodes. I was really hoping that they had like, well, they do have currency, price, and per month there too, I suppose. They do have that, but it's pretty much built with shortcodes. I wish they would have it. Again, a visual builder, but it still relies on the shortcodes here. I don't know. I'm not feeling that. I mean, I get it's not that much different than I had in Visual Composer, but because, again, your editing interface is so small, it's just, I really wish it was different. But anyways, we've got that. Cool. Good. And you can edit things how I want. So if I wanted to change basic to be, oh, it's up here. Okay, right here is the title. So if I wanted basic to be feature 1, I don't know, that's fine. Go back to inspector. Oh, that's standard. We got feature 2, and it's featured column. Okay, so it's a featured column with this little toggle switch. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Cool. Most popular subheading, yeah, that works. Okay, I wish this was, because it is kind of a cookie cutter template, right? Title, price, subtext, features for that. I mean, it's kind of a template. Everybody builds this tool the same way. I kind of wish they had placeholders for this. Maybe like a container-based system, maybe, or like accordions. How are accordions built? Like this, and right here, perfect example of how this could be built. We have accordion item 1 and 2. Why couldn't some similar thing, with drag and drop, add things, be added for these things? I don't know. It's still built with text, but an interface that at least gives me something visual to play with might be nice. Having to build this with shortcodes, I don't like that. I don't like it. Let's click this. I want to see one more thing here. If I do, yeah, icon list. Okay, so they used an icon list shortcode to make this. which is, I guess, fine. If I delete all this and I go feature number 1, feature number, oh, wait, no, not text, visual. There we go. If I do a visual and I do thing 1, thing 2, thing 3, I mean, it kind of does it, but it doesn't look like that. If I make it a bullet point, let's make it like a list. Now it kind of looks like that, which is nice, but there's also bullet points on the side. And I wouldn't want that, obviously. So, yeah, I just think that there needs to be a better way to do this. But other than that, I just wanted to give you guys a brief introduction. Like I said, it's going to be a really unorganized video, and it's going to be way too long because it's not like just came out, man. And I'm going to learn how to work this really, really well. I mean, I'm going to do it for my business, obviously, but I also want to make some YouTube videos to show you guys how it works. And yeah, that's pretty much their new builder. I mean, you can kind of see how that works. If I wanted, like, say, I know I'm getting really long now, but we can do a video background. I don't have a video here. I wish I had a video I can show you, but this is what I'm talking about. I'm going to structure some lessons. I'm going to structure some videos for you guys, and you'll be able to learn things in a much more organized and systematic way once I do, okay? But really, it's kind of a cool tool. It definitely has a little bit of quirks in it. I'm really kind of hoping those get fixed pretty soon, especially regarding the width of this interface. I want to be able to resize this if I want, and I also want to be able to have this save button not be so obnoxiously small and hidden down here. When I first looked at this tool, I kid you not, I've worked on over 100 websites so far in my career, and I had to look for over a minute to find the save button. It took me more than a minute to find this. I was like going through these different tabs going, wait, where's the save button? I don't understand. Is it over here? Is it floating in the window somewhere? Did I miss it? Is it over here? I actually remember clicking this button and this thing went away, and then I was like, oh, how did I do that? I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. So anyway, yeah, really cool stuff. Help text is on, apparently. Tooltips, but turn it off. Pricing tables. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Advanced controls. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, it's hidden. Okay, advanced controls. Enables additional ID, class, and style controls for each element. Some elements may not support certain inputs. Okay, so now, okay. So now, if I wanted to go to this text element, I have my ID, class, and style. Oh, there it is. Okay. See? I had it. It's there. Okay. I'm happier now. A little happier. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, guys. It's going to take a while to learn this, but I think it's going to be worth it. So if you like this video as unorganized as it is and as stuttering as I am, favorite the video, whatever you want to do, and subscribe, because I've got more way better structured videos coming in the near future about X. So this is Charlie with Pryor Media, and yeah, we'll see you next time.